Shout out to Mellow Fellow. You can use promo code MUD for 20% off your next order.
What was wrong with your knee injury? What happened? Explain.
So the first knee injury I ever had was we were playing in Indiana. I remember David West had these baggy ass shorts, and I went up for a layup, and my foot got caught in his shorts, and I hit the ground really, really hard on the inside of my knee. And I was playing so good, and I had like 30-something points that night, and I was cooking, and I fell, and I used to wear these long tights, like the long leggings on it, and I remember I ripped the legging, and my knee was fucking killing me. And we had played OKC on a back-to-back the next night. And so I remember I iced, I put the Normatex on or whatever. We fly to OKC, and the same thing again. I'm just hooping. I'm just in the zone. Like I'm not even, adrenaline's running. I feel nothing. And I just remember after that back-to-back, I wake up the next day and like I can't move. Like I can't walk. And I went and got an MRI. And from that fall, I had like a dime-sized piece of cartilage missing from the inside of my knee. And that's when they trying to give me all my options, and they said, you're going to have surgery, but if you can just rest for 2-3 weeks, this is right before the playoffs start, rest for 2 or 3 weeks, strengthen your quads, your glutes, your hammies, this is not going to get worse. So dime-sized piece of cartilage, not going to get worse. 3 weeks later, while I'm on the Mavs, we get Houston first round. I had just left Houston. I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm not playing in this series. So I do the proper rehab. I get it. Game 1, I remember like the second play of the game, bro. I go up, I dunk, I land, and I just feel something in my knee just pop. And I knew it was so bad. I get an MRI. That dime-sized piece of cartilage that the doctor told me was not going to get worse went to a quarter-sized piece of cartilage, which now required microfracture surgery, which you had that bro. Shit, bro. Worse. It's never the same. Like it's my knee. And by the way, now I need like full knee replacement. Like my knees now are so smoked, but like it's all because of that, where it's just cartilage missing, and just year by year, step by step, it just kept deteriorating and just getting worse and worse and worse. But it was all from that initial kind of fall in Indiana, and that rehab. Like,
that
bro,
shit's hard.
That shit
I had mine like probably like years before you had yours. So I don't know, is it different like when you had it?
So what was your rehab?
They had to go in and poke holes.
Yeah, exactly. They drill holes in it,
drain, and
so they
lateral release too. So they had to.
Oh, yours on the lateral side. Yeah. So mine was on the medial side, which I don't know which one's worse, but I'm so bow-legged, like all the pressure's on the inside of my knees.
It's just the worst.
and so I literally, I remember it was like I couldn't walk for 3 months. I had to sleep in that fucking stupid ass thing that keeps your leg moving all night, and like you basically have to relearn how to move and play as an athlete. And so I remember that was the toughest time ever. And like I'm finally I'm in a great spot. I'm on a nice deal, and then I have quite possibly the worst surgery and injury that you can have at that time, and set me back like 9 months. And so that was one thing. I grinded again. I was still young. I had a great rehab, and I come back. And I remember that following season, I had a pretty good year again.
Was that with Rondo, Monte?
That was, we made the trade. We had Rondo, Monte Ellis, Barea was still there.
Yeah.
Tyson Chandler.
It
was great. And again, now after this rehab, 2 months before the playoffs, I tear my meniscus in my left knee. Damn. So now whether I'm overcompensating because the microfracture,
exactly what it is.
I had just come off basically a year rehab where I'm learning how to walk and swimming workout. Like it was just ridiculous. And now again, right before the playoffs, I tear this knee and my meniscus. And so that was also going into my contract year where I have a player option where I could possibly be a free agent. And that's when I tear this left meniscus a month before the playoffs. I missed the postseason. And that's when the Memphis summer happened.
Oh, yeah. That's when you came in with your mask. You ain't had no mask on that time. You ain't have a mask on.
You had a mask on, huh? Broad day, huh?
Broad day. Hey, listen, hey. But no, I'm going to tell you this before we get to Memphis. I was so excited to see you left in the free agency.
Yeah.
I truly thought you was 100%.
Yeah, well,
but to hear what I'm hearing now, it's like I get a better perspective.
That is where the whole misunderstanding thing of my time in Memphis and my contract and everything, like Chris Wallace, John Hollinger, the front office in Memphis knew damn well that I had microfracture and knew that I just tore my meniscus. Like I missed the playoffs. You guys know that is public ass
Yeah, no,
knowledge.
it was
Like there was no
But-
secrets.
But at the time, it's like it's Chandler Parsons,
100%.
though. 40% from the three.
100%. And also you're thinking I'm still going to recover because even after microfracture, I still came back. I
Yeah,
averaged
sure.
like 15. Like I played, I was good. Then after this, that happens. And that's where this whole misconception of like, oh, like he didn't know about the injuries or they didn't know about the injuries. They fully knew about the injuries. The only thing they didn't do in that free agency meeting was it was coming down to Orlando, Portland, and Memphis. They all offered me the same amount of years and same money. And Portland had just gone through Brandon Roy and Greg Oden and all these injury guys where they were like on the fence. Orlando was my hometown. They weren't very good. I think it might even been like a 3-year deal with a 4-year team option. And then there was Memphis, who on paper, I was the perfect fit. You guys had this culture here. You guys were missing that shooting wing that can kind of fill the gaps between you guys and Mike and Mark. And so it was so interesting to me. And Fizdale was the coach who I fucking love. Fizz. JB Bickerstaff was the assistant coach. Who's literally one of my best friends, even still today.
Cool guy. Coach JB.
I'm like,
JB, man.
like,
Coach Fizz.
this makes sense. And then this is where it gets a little hairy is Memphis didn't make me take a physical before I signed that contract. So all the fans, the people, they were mad at me. I just signed a deal because, and Memphis did not make me take a physical. It was public knowledge I tore my meniscus. It was public knowledge I had the microfracture. They were just, I didn't want to say desperate, but they wanted to, make a splash. They wanted to bring in a guy that they thought could be the missing piece, which I thought so too. I thought I was going to be a perfect fit with you guys. And I was also coming in off of surgery. Like if you remember the first 2 months, 3 months, I didn't play. I was still rehabbing my knee. And so they were fully aware of all of that. So just make sure that's clear.
This episode of Out the Mud is brought to you by Mellow Fellow. We talk a lot about the grind and earning everything the hard way, but elevation matters. Recovery matters. Clarity matters. Mellow Fellow creates premium science-backed cannabinoid products designed for real life. Whether you locking in, winding down, or just resetting after a long day, it's about balance. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, just quality blends made with attention. If you're building something and you need a smarter way to level out without losing your edge, tap in with Mellow Fellow. And right now, you can use promo code MUD for 20% off your next order. Stay focused, stay grounded, move different. Shout out to Mellow Fellow.